about our dear.
Yamine Wadauma,
Yamiasi. And you are me who's an old boat in Copa.
I am the pa.
And then I would say, I check into tennis. No, about Nano. But we have a call. Constituency.
Oh, Hoboko.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, registration, Nana. You go so. It's a quiet transfer.
Yeah.
But near it, there's still a backlog
of to me and register.
Maybe 90. I believe say Bibianto Deans are.
I see. So, but Oba Ura Studio Hana me train ko be afa train that there.
Exactly.
O man for twitwa. Na the show am on your meka. Enka kakran fa wona fa ya. Yemram komo no kansa that no so.
Yo. Nse nedi kan matchia na matchia watifo say anopai me constituency omu team me pa kese enkan me party chairman me amadamfo me nua San Abraham na me constituency executives nyina kan me communication officer me nua Joshua ne adofo say mo platform me the platform kese pa nti e ba say ya na energy aba na me bedru ane na wanoguso na wo kan sifim because as a country na ye investment na be wi na investment na yaye no eho amma mfaso amma maimu na ise ne ye no kra mfaso die bia ni so railway line ye ka ho asem say a chance area ho ma fa ho I think twice or so me fa your friend is saying from so ebepie kura new dubiase say mom kwan bi e wo ho si a chance ebesi odan ansana wabefa across
na fe abapia samankese
na fe wabesi main road so my first twice
I see.
Yeah, I see railway line no man who say across baby ewo hosa. Yeah. But hwe o man a eye o man Ghana. Yeah, development largely depend on your industries. Your raw materials be ewo ho. Anka the easy way you bet me I transport these raw materials to your factories and now your exporting cra the rail no will be the easiest means.
Yeah.
And the subsequent government, any the current government, be enough from say or the rail lines no be a day. So like I say, you Ramahama by Takra, the Western Enclave, no, or Bomodia, enough from there. Nanadu Subaye, Wabe Kakra, Edia Soso, Mpakadain, ne. Sad temadie no Ira Mahama initiative or buy wabetwaso wom say adwuma ne complete here there but I believe say is in the right direction na uhwe yakwan a ene akwan yegu a enru 2 months na kwan no etutu heavy trucks ne bia efufa akwan no so no eka ho because ufa yakwan so from Accra to Kumasi to Techiman to Tamale ana to Wa na ura Burkina enye load kitwa enefaso especially ya to me travel overnight no who adisa from says going now ufa Kumasi kwan so heavy trucks pa na ubon ka de ba ko tintin enoma eguso a edinam kwan no so no ebere na kwan no entutu ba say rail lines no ene gina ne na so pa kese ni aye na nationwide akova
nka sa pressure no embeda
pressure na eba road no so normal vehicles ana less heavy vehicles no betumi afaso no kai ma ya kwan no ense but uhwe akwan eno na bia faso bia ye loading cars be ye edu na egu trailer ba kuso na de ko na de ya loadi ye de ko Burkina cashew ya loadi na nenam so Ebede na kwan no ensay. Enti senka railway system no wo ho. Nanka ya design in such a way say enioma eye heavy bia no ye mfa ye normal roads so bia ye bema rails no na apikia megidi say anka ebe save wo man we pa ene metimi aka kire say ye ni kwan bia wo ye man we mu a obefa so a totin ubekwa unkodu baby na portals e wo so because heavy vehicles no Emma portals are developing on the various roads, and most of these portals lead to accidents. Because nipa no okwana odru portal no ho a on person as always be say tin your be ni say obesa o maneuver efa ho in so doing bia na wa veer off and wa running into another vehicle ebe wie na ewu ni nyoma bebre na ba ma be me pay na me won say railway existing lines na wo ho no aye obsolete na ye use kura say individuals etumi ko yiyi sa nade we koton e wo ba bia na je say nade dada no ye de ye bibi ma na ye so e de na si o man we hu kwan say ye be ye valuation of all these metals ni anki asisa e de akogu faako ye de kogu faako na ye use kura bioma we can dispose these things off. Ye dispose ya. Eno su disika kakra. Ebeba ye futu omu ma ya tumi disa sika no atu anamombi. Dan se ye jai na ye nka ho hwe na individuals mum edi aye business. Look at the situation say ade a abandi ne sika akwa akoto edi aba se ye di sumo man. Na obi anya hoden se abanja pade na ewo ho no me kofa no kura no masa amu me ho aka ho se galam se kura de ye beka se form agudie na ewo form no kutu akofa we de ne edi taxpayers money aye and esi ho like we are living in this country with impunity say ade ye aban ade no u kofa hwempo nkan Usanya kukuro editu asen just to defend as if say you are doing a legitimate kind of how do we call it business. Is it not sad? Is it not sad? But the American say we have the national security. Your various districts now and our regions now lines no akati across no. Uko regional your RegSec. Uba district you will dissect. And some national security architecture now kasa ewo. So what prevents them? Anti district bia say na ye kan chiasi dia. DC kasa o ehu udi hu agra obi ama wahwere wo nkwane ho nkro ne ba. And that is why the security is there. Say dissect Asia na mu yi team say omunhwe to protect these properties are. I don't know omuntu menye. Na obi awuda this is security councilor no na ugbo mbeka say in trying to protect government property no anhwe ya na wa lose wo nkwa na me ni wa ye ordinary citizens a ye ni control bia obibi so no ye ni ebekwa akohu a ye betime aka and this excuse now all man no and to asumo I believe say they can speed up their activities. The last time na me free ba me hu say trailer ya load this anade no between Ejusu ni your friends say Konongu enclave wo ni a loady trailer ma nade ne na eguso. So me bisa me driver say nade we enye train nade. Ena ye yesre ya anti anche bia na em say omo intercept omo wo kwan so no omo twa anti eba delis mukura ma manfo ehu ye. Ade ye my mo ajapade. Adentina as a country or my property yen to me and protect. Say yen to me more or my japade hu ba. Then ye individuals now yet your my muno. Your life is at risk. Yetimukwa. And me buy a story now ukano. Now a hame a wom or my no my day. Seriously,
many complaints fibeye busumi mi.
And you want to see baby a real line baby a real line every day. Ye. And then do you even know say pipes are ye twin coffee Ghana Water Company for omo meter na omo use no ade shren bi wom Onim says na the scraps for omu do fie na uni wa ometwa de akọ. They will take it away. But for how long will these things continue? Na I say oman no sebio ene leadership bia ni oman no ni obi ape na oye. Say oman e go do some Mpensenpensenmu na je say man no say ni obi beka no adani banana state. Don't we have a president in this country? Don't we have his appointees? Don't we have a minister for interior? Don't we have a defense minister? Don't we have a national security coordinator? And a national minister of national security. So, organizations in every day, even national security crowd. What I know, say drew budget estimates near the bar. National security budget there, you can't answer. Because there's the view say at every point in time, be to me they should have something in their coffers or bet to me at their handle situation. No, and your their budget crowd there, you can't answer. So be better say maybe a financial constraint and I'm more to me into sana mona. Then I don't side with the person because ni omope no moje. Omu ni ceiling bia wo mo budgets. Ni omope no moje. So dear mpa na ma ye rail lines no ye ntumi emmo ho ban. Say even kra rail emfaso bio mu kra na. E de na esi e ho kwan say ye ntutu sa na de ne mfa nkogu baabi. No mo pesa na de no me nim adiport ya ye di sa na de ne ye. Me nim send your calls ne ba say ye wi na de ne ye wi na de no. Why your research ahun ye di da de no ekoye. I don't know.
Yeah.
Meaning say why is our research as to what they've been using that metaphor. Say individuals to me na de no cotton dia. Na che say aban so cotton a
yeah, obenya so fa so.
Na say aban cotton abegu na ye nyusu biom na ye ja individuals ama cotton dia ye omo hu yi a. Where are we heading towards as a country?
Okay.
So I think this is idea unfortunate.
Okay.
And the DC, any other DCs I didn't cut it because we know I think a cut across regions.
Yeah.
And the regional ministers who are responsible for those regions, the district chief executives are lines, no, a cut across districts, no, they should sit down, have a plan, and see how to avert this situation.
All right.
Because the nation Ghana is losing. Ghana is bleeding. Ghana is bleeding. For all you know, for all you know, so I believe that we have to nip this thing in the bud.
Okay, all right. Me pa na. Okay, interfere now friend no. Okay. Say a chance DC otie dwumadi no. Say o say nchembi o hon ma o pese ode ebanti. Producers be reason no na yene no atwetwe enkomo. But say wonhunu ya Cerelac the new addition the aba. Cerelac no animu no free tete no or the Cerelac 350-gram wheat pouch and a sachet the aba. Enti open sachet no obenya bi and open a 350-gram wheat pouch no so and also so obenya bi enti shenen so sa iron, proteins, vitamins nuanu ahodo a abofra no eboa ninyini abofra no eboa abofra no ninyini mu na ye ka ho asem enti woni asa ukodwa so na akodidwa to the new Cerelac 350-gram wheat pouch and sachet no Ebuapa and Shannon. So go ahead and try the different flavors. You want maize, you want rice, you want millet, and you want 3 fruit piece, and you want biscuit in so ewo and bomoding na pebe Cerelac Ebuapa. Ajasi DC.
Yeah, I mean.
Now so in Chemu Fufrobi or Honum.
Yeah. Another member no kaza the chia no o ya miss go to the internal back no
ade no kan ya o miss go to DC
o say ni DC ya me dada ke kran ye ku so say we protest but because we man kan sa what me kan say
me ba so o kan say
o say that I see a chair na me ye came of that kran no me ka say protest o me the chu ko to the protect me was man kan ka
and about that say can say tuo ninti anhwe kura na wahwe de won kwa me boa
man kan say me so
enya wo pers
kan say that who did you go ka who throw the I make say me it's me better extreme no me can say me at the time of that second stroke because over me this is here I started the first direct meeting and that's a take it is it said you protecting you we ka political na e bi enim na mu yire do ofiti ho le ko fon o mu kwa o mu kutachio enti ma eye hu ma yenda pekpe bo ban no pa ho tem say individual bi ko na o ko to mo sure o mu tie kunu that's what I mean I know say yenda pekpe protecting is true
okay
enti na mo ma de ka na wu chairman no no ka say wu show dia I mean, because the police they are doing their work.
Okay. That's like chairman. What my answer say unsuru. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's papa. Mate, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's papa. And Richmond and Ponce that being a chance DC and what's also Eddie Chirimu. Eddie Abano. Honorable. Yeah, I'm not a name I failed was a CJ. For the past 3 months, my two free tanker drivers was because crab boys, you know. Oma be 2 me yeah anochi enim and it's serious.
It's a very serious thing. It's a very serious thing. And now that you be that baby when you uncle who abekona omo asisa and then those people most of them too are not Ghanaians.
Unim said
most of them are not Ghanaians.
Mamen kama kusemi me tukotna me fie ho a new site enti na menye security fence bi wo.
Yeah.
But I felt so there are some security people in the area, police, national security need be crowd on na menene share war near the enti na mfisi bia area ho ye safe. Na me won na de bi wo me storeroom ho me tuba ye no na ne ma bi aye dada anti me so I need to dispose them of enti me hu sa scraps for ye o me na nam kwan hu na me friend so bra na me de ne call storeroom no wo me fie na chi e wo fie no achi enti me de ne kowura ho na yi niam me o TV dada bi asai ne niam bi enu mpobuo na boy na me se me ntoma no enti osan koe. Could you believe say about 3 weeks empo me wo asin not me ye adwuma ho ena ye frɛ air condition me air condition bo me bedroom na chi no oma betutu about 3 air condition sie ho nyina oma betutu horsepower e kire horsepower ne nyina oma tutu ni nyina.
Wow.
Every storeroom has a sat near my TV.
Say what question omo. No abo omo buo no omo say omo ntimi ntia omo penny free.
Omo betutu ni nyina. Enti me so soma kwosem.
What say na me can be those people they are not even Ghanaians.
Yeah.
They are not even so our issue is how do even such people get into this country? Omo ye den no omo ba.
Say Ghana for there say hospitality.
Ye ji ahoho. Ya bruso.
Ye ji ahoho.
Because near koso wo man me one said I share boundary with Cote d'Ivoire. Me share boundary with Cote d'Ivoire. And your man binum wo or mine we mu. You cannot even there. Here the last time na me mama yare. There is a herbal person there or Cote d'Ivoire. Say who yare stroke. Mal one or to me treat you. Emma utiapo. Nti family need me mame. Eko ho. Ma mi free akra ko. Nti me kwa me yese me kwa ko visit mame no. Me ko fa migration force mo ne omo counterpart wo the Cote d'Ivoire no edi nkomo yese wo ye MP ba ko oba aba be fam. Nti nyese me ko even in an unapproved manner. I try to pass through the system. Omo tiase mami wuramu. Me wuramu no omo rebels bia omo di omo attache omo Alasan Crawford na odi omo ye cool na ewe ye say they are integrating them into the system. Nti omo be ye a para force bia. I don't know what actually they use them for, but police for hasoja for her omo so ewo ho. Police for na agree say oh menko. Those people no I can say omo mama cross border no. After
Ghana for
after
clear
formality
no.
Ye Jimmy hu ni o ma nyina digu ho. Afi me kodru ho. MP me kodru ho be 8. metina ho ama ne bo anwumre 3 o'clock.
What?
Yes say omo permit me mama na yare o. I wasn't even going with anything. Emma me back into me by immigration for now. They were very angry. Kwame say kro omo ka say omo security for no kra omo bagana na ya ombeto nsuo no makono pure water ne ho kro ne ba sachet water no nti so omo ya misade a they will have issues with them. Na me kan kwa akosi ni say me kra as an MP I said be who hwe my identity a ubehu me no me wura mu no I was not
easy.
So entry points no
porous.
And then I also. Put there's anchor for your motor scraps. Follow them and see. Say when they walk a permit. Say or this stay on my way. And now all ban or what valid document be a crown and say coin say no fast no the big on my way.
Right,
we have to do certain things right.
Essentially, maybe Adom 106.3 FM. Ye guso edi Mpensenpensenmu no edi bro. Say unsanyanka achedie free access banker. Na say unkoji sikamani emfa ho. Say oje more than 500 Ghana cedis free access banker instantly. Ibit me amount airtime, free airtime. Any other branded gift items so honma and also so yedi be ma. Enti say oji sikamani say enam Access Africa, Western Union, MoneyGram, Ria, ZPay, Unity Link, Express Pay. Now Jefa Access Bank. Achedi Bibri. And the Woho Edema branch B Ben will be ano. Ujis Kamani no Efri Honma Access Bank. Ewa Achedi Stronko at the amount. We Achedi Mkwa promo. Access Bank, your number one remittance bank. Access Bank, more than banking. Kofi Tonto is a member of the National Communications team for the new patriotic party. Kofi.
Minya.
Mache.
Mejoso.
I want you.
Adom bibia okay.
Good to see you.
Asema na honorable ho na yeden constituency
German North.
Yeah. Okay. Ti only Eric is south.
No,
Eric free okay. Ti
Eric J. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And German south and so yeah. Drobo, okay. Until who no Kruben Sampa. Okay, yeah. Sure.
We used to be one. Any Drobo Nina was then German.
Okay.
Former President Kufuor HMO.
I don't know German no there in Chemuka crowd.
Say Abnofo.
German.
German. Okay. Now
what
you say Germany?
That is the only Germany in Ghana. Germany North, Germany South.
See the Juma we are here.
Yeah.
For you to be a good communicator, you must learn.
Absolutely.
Nti bibi ona won tiasia eso busa.
Absolutely.
Because we a communicator, you can find yourself anywhere. Obi tu kwan, obi be busa, say ti unya santiasia we nyina because me mate sampa.
Yeah.
Mate a drobo, but I didn't know say ni nyina fall under sa constituency.
Yeah.
Nti me da say o ma me nchimu no. Na say na asema o kan no. It comes to one thing. But for Kasam, can be say amenable. Amenable, yeah. Ubia, who see the means in Kano? Say, only can be beer. Nentia see near chili. As a, so only ye be beer or two a symptom or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ghana, no. One difference between yen and francophone countries, and they say, yeah, we tend to be amenable. Say foreigner biaba. Oh, challenge kakra na, yeah. Sisi anagana ni nati ase. Sisi anagana ni nati ase. But we call other francophone countries. And in fact, one thing misuya wa abrochire me nyini wo ho ne say broni ka kire say ade we enye onye opa kosoro brafom
onye untimi convince no.
In fact, say one wo sere wo humpa okoye na no afa wachi no akoka say nipa we say de bia na me kan say oman ne chichire ono mo ayeto abama mo be ya akandifo no asudie kese da omo so pa ba ye ya yetimamufo no asudie nso da ye nso yeso na me nyine wa abrochire no say sabio uye bibi broni bi otene dem show din ade na ugina ho we na police afre because ni nsusuye ne na adwene mu no ne ewo ye no ensem fata timamuni so wonti asie mpo a ono medi achinyi o obefra ma police na ba ne abetoto ano na se wudi bema okọ baby I say foreigners ba den no man ayetimi me kai me bra ne me bra mo enu nuanu ma no mo kọ Burkina de nkuaba kọ Burkina ne Niger ne Côte d'Ivoire de bia omo ba omo beka se Côte d'Ivoire nkrata pa se Ghana ni wo benya Côte d'Ivoire nkrata se wo benya Côte d'Ivoire nkrata kalanti me kai me bra no the nkuaba so ni nkuaba no the kwabru those countries in Ekoton kwaba they will make sure say you feel like free her till the uye bia no make sure say obey no quarantine nso because mistake here ya do be go back ti se obenya e hon krata na omunya omunge Ghana card afi na ye nya nyame ya adom a yetimi move forward no omunya omu de enye but ye die den na obi timi free other countries bana dana na nzaka ne
obi kura timi bedi fie bebre wa ha na oni krata bia enso no nem
enti
timi high down timi kwata asase say
yes enti asudie da yenso say timamufo na yeti oman no mu ye beboa aban bia enye aban ye MPP aban ne NDC aban say ye beboa aban bia say yenso de Ghana mamra ne hyen no yenso ye beye what kind of directive principles of state they be a constitution as I want say ho yen kan say kokin kan ho honorable Beka chiro it talks about the responsibility of the citizen a catcher will say what wompo tax and ni kwan say GR in a bejo tax you have a duty to go and pay your tax I want to say ya nyasa anti ase no na de bia aban utimi ko a new estate na nkofo asi $1 million homes $1 million homes $500,000 homes no mo twen sa aban na meyo mo kwan what did I mention no
meet you
o be ka cho say otua tax when was the last time Ghana for saying otua property tax because community development no ideally the property tax and Ghana for saying otua property tax Obeka cho say media metiasa aban meje but no maka say directive principles of state no crash show say who asudi but say wutimi enya $1 million $500,000 esi dan wutimi kam ho bom na mo so my kwasafo dwuma mi nyini sabi wo akurase kokofu me kai kokwasafo dwuma
ya bodewuro
debu ha ye nkwafom e say me kai pa yan kasa aban dabi ye wo niam a yan so ye de boa oman no kan kone ne ye die enti se nyame ato nsem na wo bi na mo ye nipa be aduonum na mo ti community mu a na mo tete dan 500,000 mu a mo ti make come on sase me ba bi a meti sisi e ajenga no tokro bi ma meti sisi e ya keka yen sase a ye ngota a ya kofa ka bedwi ekwan no so de aboa beguso se ne be ya yen twen sa aban be ba be den e ba be esi nyina yetimi boa se ye wa hoɔden no nko a na se wonni sika hoɔden no so a fa wadwene boa so anta se fa wadwene boa na fa wakoma pa boa se mentena ho ma obi a onye Ghana ni magi Ghana card eno so ye moane bi eno so ye oman chichire ni bi mentena ho ma obi ye beto aba na obi mfa tokro mu mura ba bi se oba be register no abeto bi mempene. You can never do that in other countries. Say what baba G ye citizenship. Hey, massa, somebody now kind of sound. One last comment. The lesson I learned in America is that corruption was nema bone wo. But what you realize they say office biya ube remun. Say nipa dua emu nwotwe ebeye o madwene se de eso o moye masa office ne kan kɔ no kɔso no ombeye mienu bi na obehu se mienu miensam bi na obehu se o mu di nsemone na mo amudi nsemone no so ebedadwa se mu di nsemone a emfa ho se wo na aye manager emfa ho se wo na papa adwuma sa nipa nso na na nwotwe na aka no omo behwa me yiwadi so debia no wono mo maye o madwene se omo pese niema koso no edoso sene ono mo omo pese be koso ti ma tentene ne yeden eba ya man mu kotena office kotena office
Ghana ha de ukona ni pedu a emu nwotwe no na omo
enu man no
omo gu adwuma no
na mienu na aka no
no omo ye betan omo crown office ye betan omo
yeah wan hwe ya odon kwan betwa so
yeah
so ya dwene ne yensusu ye ne ye ne ye so ka ho bi ema obi antena ba bi nka se e aban ko aban waso die kese megitum because sabi anya hwempo ya gigi ye to a ekufu ado na edema no se fire den fa boy ho bra ti megitum chinye bi eni ho but the American ne se yenso ye waso die kakra se ye den ye ne de boa oman no echichi
Medasi Kofi Tonto of the MPP say wo Vodafone so Vodafone now use so ubetimi atua electricity bills wo bra on call ECG office enkonkotua tie Vodafone cash wallet no so ano utimi atua wo electricity bills tie ne say wo ya ne say o dial *110# *110#. Now, if you was selected option 4, and no you make payment. Now, was selected option 1, and no bema pay bills. Now, was selected option 3. Now, Edwako utilities. Now, was selected option 2, ECG. And no, it's safe, easy and convenient to pay your ECG bills using Vodafone Cash. Kindly note that the service is only available to customers with the ECG smart meters. And to use ECG smart meters now, and now to me fast akwanya so now the will bills pay for your ECG bills with ease. Vodafone further together. Ya besam common was here straight away. Na afi yakwayenim enra. And finally, Occupy Bank of Ghana demonstration no baso answer no na nchinyasho kakra wo ho ye befa ha ye sema mo mfa ha ye se ye be ho ne ye befa ene ne kada but ni nyina mu no enra demonstration itimi ebawiye Bank of Ghana governor nanka protesters and a minority in parliament ehwe nim so betimi the petition no ahya ne nsa no eno antimi ambaso so the minority is threatening say not until say Governor no ankasa na ni deputy ebabaji petition no they shall be back and I pay those were the words of Kabna Minta Kando and I pay mene no twetwe komo we shall be back. Yeah, share the first 10 minutes. On about him, Mama Shashi since. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Atik Mohammed. Atik Mohammed. Atik, good morning. Kafra. Good to see you. Sure. Honorable, yeah, come on.
Yo, I'm say. Yabebo minority any other political parties any civil society organizations enra omoka omuhu bu mu a edi demonstration say adia governor of Bank of Ghana with the economic management team ayi raba umiada no ne mpanyimfo bi finance minister ka ho bi kwan omodi ye man esika sementu to e faso no esese governor no odini dibre oni na bedi akiri for di omodibre eto ho enye se minority no start ya na ye ka nya ye kan na anu mene wo ye wo man we mu na dialysis hunsem aba ye ka me madamfo me yere adamfo eye dialysis patient or ye wo kidney problem the BR or dialysis. And I know what the lady is going through. But on mine to say Ghana, you call high see okolebu problem or near the neighbor reg, yes, reg, I say, a baby in a private institution, honest or no seek treatment. Just say, I buy out ya kumyaso. Ye who these things are said necessity. yɛtumi nya sika sɛ yɛde kɔ akɔsi dan a Bank of Ghana betra mu new office sika pudu a yɛatwa ato hɔ $250 million. ɛnyɛ sika ketewa o. But let's go to our various districts. Niankɔhwɛ hospitals. Na sɛ yɛsi agenda 111. Agenda 111 kora akɔ akɔduru hi. Existing hospitals are aban yɛ sɛ ɔbɛtire mu ne ho nkorɔ ne ba. What has happened? Me deɛ me constituency me hospital ɛwɔ hɔ is part. Aban ɔte akonnwa so di China for kɔ ɛma yɛkɔ kate sɔɔd sɛ yɛ refurbish hospital no. Since yɛkɔ kate sɔɔd bɛsi nnɛ biribiara nsi yɛ. Mebisa ho asɛm ɛwɔ parliament. Minister ka kyerɛ me sɛ ɔmo de yɛ project no ɛka Sino Hydro sika no ho. Enti nanka Pact 2 na ɛbɛba no. Ɛno na ne ɛka ho a backfire ya amba. So I proceed to ask him say so ɛnneɛma bɛn na ɛdi agu akwan mu sɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ a yɛ project no bɛba so. Na mo sɛ ɔmo hwehwɛ sika, ɔmo nsa ka bi a ɛbɛte ɔmo nka. Health deɛ ɛyɛ basic. Obia yare mampanyi yare. The last person in this country so etumi yare. Sempenfo ne yare a omomom tumi tu kwan kwa ama no ne kosom ho yare no maba. Na ya ye wo ha no. O yare a obekɔ he. Enti ye ntumi nkɔ ama no ne no, ka at least ya ye die mu. Nkakra ne o yenye na nipa no ehun dudu na watumi anya baabi akwa akosa no yare. Ye was a challenges nyina at place. Yenko kolebu says yanko bisa say dialysis machines is saying enegu. And what is even the reason in tia dialysis services increase without even approval from parliament and other organizations are omo mandate say omo yes ani oma no. Ni anya sika say ye di kosi Bank of Ghana dan foforo. Ye ready budget. Minority raise concern say aban we atwa sika 22 billion Ghana cedis say or the air support to budget. Governor ne bae be kaso wenye no kwasem bia nim, and this issue became a very strong issue of debate at parliament. Ye bobo wa aban no deny with the governor say bibisa ansi anche any the annual report of BOG any omo financial statement eba abontin. Yeah, this statement no ba abontin no. The indication was that aban way any governor of Bank of Ghana with the economic management team kwa omodi yesika sema faso no Bank of Ghana aboka to a tune of 60.8 billion Ghana cedis. Eka yabo 60.8 billion Ghana cedis. Ena yeka yabo eguo ewo man we dimu. Aban no kwa printed 22 billion say ye the year budget support. Meanwhile we know say even bibi sa abeko so a say Ghana ban be ko Bank of Ghana no akwa akwaji busia ye wo threshold bi aban no betimi akwa akwaji adu. And even to do that no as I say any parliamentary approval. And these things are stated categorically in our constitution. But ya flout to Sanyoma way in hand have gone ahead to do these things. And they say ye will be a or te yesika semsuna or no na ye hun to ye or my way bang ba time I daho na kwaya ye di bang no faswa. I rewu somewhere woman say report no buy no. They say we have a negative equity of 55 point something billion Ghana cedis. A negative equity. Near which then is a Uche Bank of Ghana, a sika crabia batana is wana. Say ye share the assets are ye war, any liabilities are ye wa. Kese ajapadie any sebio a car a woho. Yet a cannon free ajapadie womb na. Next, yasan boka to a tune of 55 point something billion Ghana cedis. Next, samra ye kan say business na ye ni hwe edaho. And this who or mine now or mine is running on these pillars. Do you have a sound footing? Because this is Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana. ɔman ne sika kora baatan a ɛda hɔ na yɛ sika sɛmfo nyini yɛtwa kyerɛ yɛn a sei na ɛte a sɛ yɛ bank no woyi agyapadeɛ egu hɔ sɛ yɛtɔn agyapadeɛ no mpo ne yɛte firi yɛte ka yɛwɔ firi agyapadeɛ no ma yɛsan de ka to a tune of 55 point something billion Ghana cedis. So sɛ wowɔ obi na ɔno nso ɔyɛ governor not hɔ na ɔno na manage bank na enti brɛ nso sɛ saa nipa korɔ no ɔde ne di brɛ ɛto fam.
Okay, tiamra enra demonstration.
And this is why minority any other civil society organization, any other political parties been come one bomb say we won't sit down for these things to happen. The man must resign. The man must resign. What is he doing there? Say wow private company yeti minia one wire company no afobi say on manage company no. Now by the end of the day, what friend ipakro no so omra mbebu akunta mfa nkyerɛw. Now business na company na dia hye ne nsa no wa wi akohu se osikasem se bi wajapade egu adman se omfa niwja ene ho mfaso obewie na yekote uka efiri omfaso ho a uni hwe wo ho a saa nipa no ubema na continue atena ho ahwe o business no so eden na sese oye ese odi ne dibre etufo so enura near minority yeah with some other civil society organizations, any other political parties no, it is in the right direction. But you see, people are working in this country with impunity. I say, when they are even doing the wrong thing, Bibi cry and sound in their ears say they are violating the rules of this country. But we have a constitution which is supreme. We have a constitution which is supreme. Obiane wa mamrano obu mamrano so. Esese udi mrano so. Se u kwa fasika wo baby disika no kra ba be supportu government budget ana wa ban u ko Bank of Ghana akwa ko disika mrani kire you should get the approval of parliament. Ato force in raise the issue they say aban we are printing new currency to a tune of 22 billion no. It was an argument say oh enya nokre until say annual report by with the financial statement I be reveal say this is the tune of debtor aban we a record. Enti media ne mi bi sa tiefo ne say ne na nru a ekoso a na minority eye obi wa onti ase se wo na wate we private company and wafo obi ato ano say on running company no emfa maw na wie kohwe wo sika semu ntutuye na this is the way anipa no arenda wo company na will you continue to allow the person to be at post and you still be paying that person with proceeds from your business? We should be serious as a country. Enti enra near governor no one kompankoje minority any other civil society organizations, any other political parties in the report and him this shows say onye ready impo say Nyoma boni na oye no he will run away from those things. Now ma flimsy excuses say na IMF waba and ani omo ye meeting IMF for the any Ghana o my Ghana IMF for dia yen na wudi en so yen sika na wo hwe so ene ye ka se kwan se na de sika sem efa so ye bonyu so bagi krata na kenkan mu na wi afa odi bre eto form ba se ne yaka no ni omo ye ne nra no ye declare bebra wo mo wadwane asie asoma wo head of safety any security so no momra no mra ma magia say omu minority na enye problem.
Okay.
Ebrebeso
medase
enche bia say nye October money awure.
Yeah.
November, December they will come there with their budget. They will come and meet us. I guess majority nkwa betimi abo mo pass budget no on their behalf. They can continue with that.
Medase papa
The demonstration will continue until say ono abeba begi no di ne dibre no atofo.
All right, medase papa pick one game pack for game from the aba. You pick one from 1 to 36. Now we chat between 1 Ghana cedi 350 Ghana cedis. Nia ubetwa bia no ye bo 26 times at the amount. If our phone no na dial *946# *946# na watch network biara so announce call www.gamepackgames.com utimi twa wo ho announce so download the Game Pack app no e wo phone so na wa Adom TV na 3 live draws every day. 3 live draws 9 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m. Na also so when hunu sene osikasem ebeko ade afade ama wo Game Pack utwam ko ade a obedi Game Pack more mula more power. Twani Nyansem. Atik ma membra wo ho ansa na mako kofitonto ho. Enra demonstration eba so I know you followed keenly but you have a different position. Seban Bank of Ghana and Nisikasema. I've listened to you once on the show. What they some form of clarity mean kanisa at the table. Enra they wanted to present the petition to the governor himself and also the deputy Ambassador. They retreated saying they will be back. Ombesa Ababio Hatik.
Mira sinedi kama mincha itifo na minchao. Na mincha kamaga fonina. CJ, you see, there are several ways of whiling away time. Also, obia in the pastime, obi oha. Some have taken demonstrations as a form of pastime. Meaning obia, there is no demonstration in this country. Oh, shusha na unhuno. Yeah, demonstration na oh. Na o shusha na unhuna ukoha be hunu se onenim. What you say? Oh yes. Me say ya friend demonstrator general. Says has become a professional.
No, I think
no. And I soon him no. Maybe him no. What you say? Enti obia
no maybe honorable.
Oh, enti unu obi sa.
Me say hwe na uncle Bob Bernard din because be akeka ko no.
Bernard Ben.
Me wunim ni awo ka.
Wo abodi mbodi.
I think start here one
Come on, say mbodi. Na say wunim Bernard.
Ya opienpian eko.
We dey hu wo mitim.
Bernard Ben how can I say? Honorable Bernard Ben how can I say me?
Ono wunim.
Me nim
una wo nim Bernard ko. Bernard Ben how can I say?
And I'm say onim ni awo.
Oso onim Bernard bi. Me mo Bernard bi adin here.
Anze ko Israel.
Una oni mu Bernard bi me mbodi anyway.
Asama atiki kan say ye mbiri mo ho a omafa demonstration
is fun for them.
Mo past time.
It is almost your messa kwa ba. I mean normal. And once I'm rama hu kwan dey me it's normal. But you see as I interrogate issues very very objectively. Nedi kan who petition call any institution you don't look for the CEO to present it to him. I have written petitions and the last one I wrote it to civil aviation. Well, it was a request for information on Terminal 1 idea Magdan and the rest of it. But Miko, I was not looking for even the RTI officer Ankasa to give it to her. Now would the call front desk now? They take it, write it down and sign. Now we will say, yes, this is a proof of receipt. I wrote a petition to Yoko, maybe FA company, no Omo Ghana, Sikana, friend, Better Ghana Management Services Limited. When I took the petition to Yoko, I did not request I was looking for the executive director. Because eventually, a petition, and I was interested in addressing the issue more than meeting the CEO. Let's say we had demonstration and your end game is form. I do cry the governor was being very charitable by even sending
really
mean Canada. If I were
you feel say
and you are bringing me a petition to tell me to resign. And you have the audacity to tell me say Mamba Mbeji a year that is requesting me to resign. The governor is a good man. He is a very humble man. Me if I were in issues and security means man. You are not bringing me a petition to ask questions. So what the petition Ibrahim is a minja me juman to her. And you have the guts to tell me say and yet me ankasa na mi beba mumfa petition no emobia. Can you imagine the effrontery? Say you want to sack me from my job and you are insisting say me ankasa mimbe. Anyway, the governor is a humble man and he was very respectful of the demonstrators to the degree say osuma obi say ombeji petition one can say ombeji or he is not going to accept the petition. Also obi mbeji mbreno, whatever excuse he gave, you cannot validate or invalidate the excuse he gave. Near say did he honor more demonstrators by saying say obe receive petition nana, and the answer is yes. As to whether he did it personally or not, how many times I had demonstrations I call seat of government, President Ankasa, Abeji petition.
What's my presidential staff are now
still need a different point.
Yeah.
When MPDC was in office, demonstration because on Abeji petition no, we handed it over to him in a spirit of mutual respect because na him say any pen or the buy yes sumano.
Yeah.
And whoever wanted the petition to get to know, at least afforded us our cutscene by sending Obi to come and receive it. We didn't have issues with it. And I demand. I said it elsewhere yesterday. Say, this pursuit is more personal than it's a pursuit of personal interest more than the collective good. And otherwise, we share the contrived demands of so buy no one on ankasa embeji na wambeji ebeza ninyina look sharit what you must hear. And there are so many issues regarding how this demonstration even came to be, but I'm not going to get into it. But let's deal with the issues they raised. And I'll start with near honorable Kain. Or see they printed 22 billion cedis against the law. You see, you can't trust Anna now man for so ATN trust now via the Trana Neko. What do you mean by the printed 22 million cedis to support the budget? What does that mean? You see, Emma coin before I hear these limits, no, by how much government, central bank can lend to Abino. Now they could lend to government to any tune. But I say, so you can't say, central bank it is often referred to as the lender of last resort. As a man for 10 years, the central bank is a lender of last resort. As you can say. Usually government is not encouraged to borrow from the central bank. Until I get to international capital markets to borrow no. But yet pim na and far the central bank can always intervene to support. What is here? And the way they make it sound, say they printed money as if government has monetized like government decided to monetize our debts and started printing money. Just say aban pese otua dwumayefo na akọ print sika aban pese otua obi ka na akọ print sika. That's not what is happening. And in the minds of Amanfo, it is like Niesi was in Zimbabwe, no. The central bank keep printing money. Because we sana and as well will reflect in the value of your currency and your rate of inflation. Ghana your inflation no is not a galloping inflation no. Almost say we can do better. And Mijitum say we must do better. Inflation at 40% is not quite the ideal. What you must say. But you cannot say that baby Adria inflation is hyperinflation. Such that ultimately idea net 2 cities. By the next one I'll be now 3 cities. And that's not the situation we are in. But when you print the money in the manner they are trying to present it, no, that is the outcome you get. And yes outcome na yenya ene. So of course, the idea is that yam kind of try na yam Adom Nsem so that near OTA biano would feel like central bank or say or my yama baby you dread ye ye. But that's not what the situation is. So 22 million billion and a million all can. The point is, like I said, the central bank is the lender of last resort. Which you are as a buying now, you have nowhere else to go. And they say, I'm not saying, and by Nyamike, I'm not holding brief for the present state of your economy, no, Debbie. But no credit why I have made the point say we needed to control the rate at which I buruska. I said it several times, but these are fiscal functions. How we spend and how we generate revenue. The function of the Ministry of Finance. They are the managers of our fiscal policy. Until year 2 or move no mentia, no medium quadruple. The central bank had a responsibility. They won't say they are autonomous, but they had a responsibility. Because we got to a point that we were no longer credit worthy. You couldn't access capital markets. What is here? Until if you can't access capital markets, yet you have expenditure requirements. A cow you have to deal with. Now you have a central bank that has enough buffers. I said you. And I said central bank no. na sabi omuso hu chiri omu. No. The central bank had buffers enough to make an intervention. And if they didn't have enough buffers, they wouldn't do what they did. What I say? They had enough buffers to do that kind of intervention. Sri Lanka, they didn't have buffers. Almost central bank didn't have the kinds of buffers. Central bank no ewono. Until they couldn't help their government, and they couldn't rescue Abino. And ni omukodru ye no omukodru honum no. But we're lucky. From 2017, the bank was making profits. So that is a sign of a viable bank. What I say? Until they had enough buffers to be able to make that intervention. And Abai made a request. And I'm saying, look, we can't just get up and say because you've made a request, you better another request, no. And requesting is can you lend us money beyond the 5% of previous year's revenue, no? Limit, no, ebe trust our limit, no. Now, as all mu ko mremu, to be sure that is not illegal.
Yeah.
And there is a provision. Look, the framers of the Bank of Ghana Act, were very, very smart. And they could envision a situation like Neuhu in 2020 and beyond. And Omu say, look, as amended, the Bank of Ghana Act allows the central bank to negotiate a higher limit or to review the limit higher. But answer no ombeye as so money the Auditor General, Accountant and is it Accountant General and you can say the Ministry of Finance. I saw money now omutinase. Have a discussion and then decide by how much number to me a review limit no. Omuji tuma the work of Bank of Ghana ends there. Niakan said the Ministry of Finance must report to Parliament, and they are not even saying that they should go and seek approval. The responsibility of Ministry of Finance is to report to Parliament, not to go and seek approval. And Niomuka no say na so audible Parliament for approval.
Yeah, without recourse to Parliament.
The role of the Ministry of Finance, subsequent to that conversation and negotiation, is to go and report, not to go and seek approval. No, Abomama near say that The Minister of Finance says he did. Sanoka.
When?
Also he reported to Parliament.
The parliamentarians are telling you he didn't do it.
So why are you holding the central bank governor responsible? Obi Ejuma, would you call Shep CJ Conse? Who na say yeah because you think he's a vulnerable target? Yeah. Or the central bank because of Juma Omuyeno? Politics needs a new man. No, look, if you have a fair idea of how economies run, central bankers they don't get involved in your me. So they become like vulnerable targets for politicians. Minister of Finance, how many times have we asked for his resignation? I won't view here. And I'm who say what they acquire him fat until Manjan Bahadi the Jagu Muswa because they are not strictly also politicians. No, you bet me how Monty and Fanko because Nipana Ayana said yes or report Parliament and you claim on report here. No, is it not the one you should be holding responsible? Oh no, I'm holding responsible. You are not doing it. And you are sidestepping or no to go and hold Obia.
It's bad. The finance minister.
It's bad saying. Wow, it says here you want argument. It says here. Hey, you kind of trust her. Say he's part. He's part of the end. Oh, but you see, into America, you see, we need to be very clear in our arguments. You are holding Obi responsible for the responsibility of another. Yeah, it doesn't gel. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And Sebi, almost say, oh, they've breached the law. Which law have they breached? And they are making reference to the Bank of Ghana Act, but they've forgotten to read Section 30, subsection 6 of that same act. That talks about the possibility of reviewing it. This and was it? Oh, I've discussed this thing before.
Yeah.
These are issues I'm very well familiar.
Defense lawyer.
Oh, defense lawyer.
I'm an economist and I have interest in issues of near airports or Ghana. I'm very interested in your teacher say, "Oh, can credit away defense." But of course, yeah, you know Ghana for. The other issue soon say, we all agree that the Constitution is supreme, and the Constitution gives the chance to create other sub-legislations like the Bank of Ghana Act. That's when boom rabia na say because you feel in your estimation say they are a vulnerable target. Yam fam go almost because omunye politicians. Omuntimi mbekasa. Bank of send one we tried even MPs.
Are they not politicians?
When you oh no, Addison is not a politician as far as I know. His deputies are not politicians as far as I know. These are technocrats. Ghana had says when they appoint you to institution of state, not just a politician.
Because you were appointed by a political.
Hey, it makes you a politician.
Even electoral commission. What is the caliber of personnel are here?
Jean, not a politician.
Now
I've worked with her. You are telling me she's
on your politician. On your politician, no idea.
And Charlotte was a politician.
Nadena Mukafano.
Why would I kind?
Charlotte was then a Mukafano.
Why would I kind? No, it's you see, I'm not a politician. Oh, so they appointed.
I think transnational land, mommy.
But you see,
me, oh, me, I was opposed to the idea of removing Charlotte. But I said, look, but if she's going, not Jean is a replacement, she's a fantastic replacement. But I was like, look, there could have been a way to save the situation. Because
replacement is bomb. I'm telling you. You continue. I don't want the name
Mamin Dwaso.
I think Dwaso, mommy.
Honorable. Or say they've breached the law. Mibao, Mremuno, and he made reference to the fact that the constitution is the supreme law of the land. Obiajitum. Now, constitution now, I catch us, Obi Bumra, then they say, is there anything to court? Yes, sir. Who has made an attempt to sue?
We've done that.
You've not? No, me pacho. You see, you've done that. He's now initiating. Which is which?
Don't worry.
But you see, and your court was your co-SP. He said, you know, when you have, you see, well, these guys are just sebi. They are just trying everything and anything to paint the governors black so that they can hang them. Call them a name and then hang them. Because I say, okay, Uzi Obi Bumra. What do? You take the person to court.
Yes.
You can vindicate claims of breaches against the panel in court. Musi Afe Nambeko OSP. And you know the mandate of the OSP is to investigate and prosecute corruption and corruption-related offences. Yeah. You've not been able to establish any case of corruption. Niamu can say they helped the Minister for Finance and our Ministry of Finance to rescue the economy by giving them money beyond a certain limit. But condoning and conniving, says it's moved from corruption to condoning and conniving. You see, and you could call OSP. What are you going to tell the OSP? Nobody in all of our conversations are yati. Nobody has been able to mention, say, Bank of Ghana and the deputies, they are guilty. In their view, they are guilty of corruption, and they are alleged to have committed acts of corruption.
I think.
Was it recorded? 60.8 billion. That debt wasn't recorded.
Which debt? Which debt?
From the financial report of the
Who's it 60 debt, man? Everything.
What is it?
Are you talking about the negative equity position?
No. The negative equity, that is 50 something. This one is 60.8. The loss.
And the loss is a debt now. There's a difference between a loss and a debt.
What I'm saying, let me ask, if you are running your own company, if you are running your own company, now what phobia to company and no say, oh manage you your mama. Now by the end of the day, not so. I mistakenly said that. Now Nipano running business. Now by the end of the day, Nipana catch us so. We have Uber and Krata, my tree kasi. My boka say.
Until you so corrupt.
Now their practices, their activities now. I think
these are
so don't let us brush over the issue.
I think 1 minute to land there, Mako Kofi, so Masamba Hobi. I think Mohammed, you are on.
CJ, another Bemra we power. Say you run a business. Let me even take the metaphor of business. Say you run a business and loss Abba. And there is no indication of personal culpability. And you say, we are scandal. Obviously, because the business has incurred a loss, you are a criminal, you are corrupt.
And those are the activities.
What to be that? No, what to be that? What is the essence of that?
And these are the things that are leading to the loss. These are the things that are leading to the loss.
As for the infrastructure, there is no
infrastructure. And what is so necessary about the infrastructure? And these are the things we are. So they are mismanaging. They are mismanaging the system. And that is why we say misgovernance.
You are talking about loss. The cost of the building is not part of the loss. The loss is as a result of the haircut they got from buying the COVID recovery bonds. No.
Now, who even asked you?
And there no corruption.
I think Mohammed,
the definition of corruption.
Who even asked you to do that?
I think
if this is how you define corruption, and for which reason, Ayerga Eko ya. Udi weko OSP na sabi anye you start accusing OSP of conniving and condoning, because how can you take a case like this to the OSP?
Kofi Tonto. I think thank you very much. Kofi.
Sao. Uwana nano hoki kano. Ode se mi beka se ode. Okay. Medas.
Boy meeting with you.
Wa mama nka the claim about exchange rate being the reason some of them are just for to be better expression ludicrous claims so
exchange rate na no more can once
next no musi exchange rate nti the Bank of Ghana resigning
exchange rate next no be a wo bo mo na mo
can and almost had inflation
Wampa did you ever request his resignation? Nashiru, did you ever request his if I don't say Chino, he's superintendent over the mess in the financial sector. He resigned. Nobody removed him. No, the act protected him. He couldn't have been fired.
I think Medase, Yanko any memory Kofi.
Medase be brave, CJ. Eddie Kain, papa kofo. Me gidi say Madi Kain ka ho asem. Yera ET Mensa. Ebema busuan nyina ya akọ. Etoso bio Joada no meko abomosu. CJ menim se makọ abomosu a monko ya monhwe na monko ho.
STEM. Yeah. I've been there. I've seen the place.
School, no. It's a whole university on its own. Me gidi say one me be yard.
Yeah.
Eastern region. Tiwa West.
Yeah.
Also, must see new secondary schools. And they built it like a university. And only year, na a private one or more converted. Oh, but said they've built 9 schools. Yeah. Why not? I'm sure say BBA you may stand it. No be but some trio anyane dey I think so one personal school.
Yeah.
And personal school was years ago.
Yeah.
And they are charban.
Yeah. In fact, the last time I interview, no, he made he brought that
personal school no they are charban.
Yeah.
Tiano dey.
Honorable him on China man minister. One for BB and
lastly, cocoa price buy we can very quickly. Ubekaya NDC forecast say Cote d'Ivoire for price beba. Neba ebe more than Ghana price. So kasa some. And na Cote d'Ivoire for the aba. Eba no Cote d'Ivoire price and ru Ghana de. Echere say sika de ma Ghana akuafo no. Ampa abane no mu adini. Now, yanko yasemi so. Minia. The tiane say okenkan emra yahihya ebo Bank of Ghana ho brana. Emra no okenkan dear Brofokasem ye kana letter. Na afi uba mremu nso ade friend the spirit to me a time ran echi no. Ade ba ko a to me ne ka tik ka the letter which is the lender of last result. But to me a time ran echi no ade ba ko a eka ne se oman no ko ahohihia mu a ese enya oman ni sika kora batan a obesori agina na wagye oman no asi ho. Pacho what you say? Emra no the spirit of it eno no. The entire Bank of Ghana wo monetary responsibility no ni tumi ni nyina ba bi agina no no. Se obeboa ma Ghana sika sem agina brane. Na se mra oman ni bekọ ahohihia mu pa no. Bank of Ghana and sorry nyina na onso oman na sene. Nti ansa na President Mahama ebe free so no na emra no say afi bia no sa aban no ho ekwa ahohihia mu na ohia mmoa aban ni betimi akọ Bank of Ghana ho akọgye mmoa a yefre no liquidity support na saa sika na akọgye no eye afi a etwa mu sika yenya nyina no yemma no emu wo ha mu abupen edu 10%. The President Mahama took advantage of it. All bekono and oka said debi. Yemia emranimu kakra. Inti sa wo hamu abupen eduna yegie no. Yemfamra o hamu abupen enum 5% of previous year revenue. Na se aban no ekwa ahohihia mu a yemfama no. Eno no ti said dia article kan no section 30 of the Bank of Ghana Act 2002 Act 612. Section 30 no so no. Booking kind clause 6 na e kasafa say emra oman na nya de ye frɛ no emergency credit battery mu ati say yakɔ o house runko bi mu no Bank of Ghana any finance minister any controller etimi tena se eka se saa ohamu abupen enum no e bia yenya den yemfa bi nka ho se ne ye be ya ye be so oman na sene we ni nchiremu ese Ghana ni bia nya mu ntiase se Bank of Ghana on ti se sebe Fidelity Bank na CBG ni omoda bi ono no e sika kura batan a na dwuma broso sene omu nyina enti ye ba ben mu no na yen ne Bank of Ghana aban we ne Bank of Ghana sign krata December 26 2017 say sa sika na ye kwaji free Bank of Ghana ho a emrama ye hutumi say afibia yetimi je no ye de ye anyi bi ti 2017 ya anyi bi 2018 ya anyi bi 2019 ya anyi bi 2020 any emra edi kan a aban we call Bank of Ghana say mesrew so masene mu na ba bia edru no me ho kire me CJ woni me be ya adwen ede na si 2020 so woni na menua MP ese bibia anko parliament CJ ma men kan asem we nchiro Timio parliamentary memorandum on the Bank of Ghana asset purchase program as part of COVID-19 relief bond program May 27th 2020 submitted by Ken Oforiatta, Minister for Finance, in fulfillment of the requirements of Section 30 of the Bank of Ghana Act 2002, Act 612 as amended. CJ Nkrata nini. Nkrata Ken Oforiatta de call Parliament May 2020. Emra ye kwa ahu chire mu no. Eno akwaka chire Parliament say 2017 yanko Bank of Ghana ho anko jisika 2018 yanko ho anko jisika 2019 yanko ho anko jisika but 2020 die enam COVID hawa abaninti no ye ko Bank of Ghana ho akwa jemwa emwa no ye kwaji 10 billion Ghana cedis in the form of asset purchase in it saying on say Bank of Ghana floaty bonds at the market Emma banks kotobi ankra kotobi ni ade but Bank of Ghana so timi floaty bonds at the ma aban kwa and on your friend non-marketable bonds tini non-marketable the ma general market ni marketable bonds and the obia timi tobi when you non-marketable ye sheda ye no sonko de ma aban enti May 2020 ono aboti asa hwe ma parliament say ne wati o say hwe ma parliament document ni 2020 ana ye de koye now my making kind document in chiro item 1 introduction. This parliamentary memorandum serves to submit to Parliament the report on government's decision to access emergency financing from the Bank of Ghana consistent with provisions in Section 30 of the Bank of Ghana Act 2002, Act 612 as amended. Enuni. Inti nye no kreda. sɛ aban wei ankɔbɔ parliament amaneɛ anka nkyerɛ ɔmo nea ɔmo bɛyɛ. Now wokɔ item 9 a ɛto ne bo kyerɛkyerɛ wo mu mmoa a ɔkɔgye free Bank of Ghana hɔ no ni ɔse this is consistent with global policy responses of central bank with large-scale asset. Okay, my mouth summary. Now, summary terms of Bank of Ghana asset purchase program. Program details: COVID-19 relief bond program. Program size: 10 billion Ghana cedis. Tenure: 10 years with 2 years moratorium. Repayment method: amortization after moratorium. Interest rate: floating. Currency: cedi. Aban call parliament as far back as 2020 May 27th Edin Krata we ko kachere parliament so okoje emwe free eho so eno ne mwe edi kan aban we koje free Bank of Ghana ye ba aban mu nyina 2021 eno so ya anyi bibia free Bank of Ghana ho so obekaya 2021 mpodie nyame ye adom na economy no se pija no ho ana fofi antoata 2022 year den ebae ye nyina ye nim de si 2022 no sika na aban no se obedie ode bebo ne ho bra nyina no na ye 133 billion ana sika na osi obenya eye 99.5 billion inti ab initio difference ana ewo ho no eye 33 billion. Eno na afi bia no enya aban we nko ahu aban bia betwam fiti president Kufuor mreso sika ye die ne die yenya no ensonsunu ye dantamu ye frɛ no fiscal deficit ana budget deficit aban bia esi enti afi we no fiscal deficit no of 33 billion no na esanka aban no ekɔ international market kɔgye bosia wɔde beba be kosa eka no ye nyina ye nim de si 2022 aban revenue targets our set ye nyina ye nuanom ye ene ye kon wo parliament omo mane maso e-levy one of the example enti the capital market mwa typically in komode be mayen no yen sentimi anka enti na eho akohia se aban besa akọ Bank of Ghana ho bio se baabi a eyank ye kɔgye mwa firi no yen san kanti yesrew be so yasene ene okɔgye 37 billion a free Bank of Ghana and also a home crata or what meeting a minimum say or they call parliament enti dear Bank of Ghana CG eya dia Ghana mrasha ne kiti sa oye sa oman ne kwa ho hia mu a sorry gina na bo a woman ni medical kan mra no a section 30 and other aspects of the law say Bank of Ghana wa sudie wo wasama wo kan say asudie ne de woni ni akyenye o na wa meka nkyere wo parliament the Ghana for nso ntie lastly umre ne ntie mede besia o ntie ne say bosia ye friend bonds a yeje no enya Akufo-Addo na babo sa bosia no ye kan bonds ye sika aban no kobo bosia free ankrankre ho bonds no they separated bonds from treasury bills and they said treasury bills no short term it be 3 months 6 months 9 months and it be up to 18 months or so but eba bonds I be to be even 15 years and to bosia na ye ka ho asem nya bosia Akufo-Addo e na abebo Akufo-Addo mom na agisika e de akotwea bosia mampanyimfo a aba betwam no eboye Ghana fonti asesa no kura ewomu no enti dede omo ye super Akufo-Addo nya Akufo-Addo bosia ho bonds ho asem na ye ka cause Akufo-Addo bosia bonds awabo no ni twia mre no nya den enya nduru ho enti Bank of Ghana eye de oye na saa ne ma no a omo ye no the world over amanama no nyina ye bi uko UK bi asi uko Australia bi asi uko Singapore bi asi aban na kwa ahohiahia mu ama bank na yeden aba be boa wo nti we nya asem a ese de ye dede na ye de kopetumi
Kofi
na wo mre nti no sije mo mre na ya mo fa bi nkan because nipa miensa na ensani
yeah. Was that say 10:30 na yako? Yeah.
Because some ni bebre inflation say na say o ma me church inflation. So ba me 2 minutes and can me church inflation.
Okay. Yeah, we are doing another okay. To them for 2 minutes na emma. Kofi mama yeah.
Yeah, nuanom asem ba ko mo ka inflation. Say sika ye print ya na take kirem ye ka sika na ye ka print na a technical term eno nkyere se the machine akosi biabi na ye twa sika o nyesa ye bosi a aban na ebo no baabi ananka na ho odin ni koduru no na ya pejam eno nkyere se machine si baabi etwa sika misremo now omosi aban ni twa sika wie ya odi ko gu economy ni mu no na inflation epija no pacho enye no kre enye sa na sie Ghana ye inflation na ye nya no ubetimi kra classify ne say exogenous pressures. For example, yen die ne de kra ba ye man mu sabe ye aduane mpo a ye die dodro ne nyina no ye kra firi amano ne nti ubeka ya 2022 third quarter edie ne see CJ October 2022 samre no and within 5 days you see the no jump from 10 cedis to 15 cedis so bekai and na adwadifo beka kire say ma me no mo ton anwa beka kire say enam say cedi no a jump sa nti no de omo be ye ne say omo beto omo niema mu se ne be ya daache omo kokra niema omo benya sika botene ne de aiden akofa niema na ba ansa na petrol ho ha ye so ye den e beka ho eno a driving force of our inflation. It has nothing to do with Bank of Ghana at the Boyan. That's it.
Wait, sir, CJ, I think the MPP needs to do serious press conferences and communication to explain things well to Ghanaians because the lies are too much in the system from opposition party NDC. Survivor boy and all the way about Facebook and we also say Atik is just making this guy like a novice in politics. He looks no, I will not read this one. And when you say we say Uncle CJ, tell the MPP man to stop because they have the money. They think it's easy with Ghanaians. Or also they are or they buy and no CJ. Tell Honorable Ahinkwa that I fully support what he's saying. I think that the MPP has disappointed Ghanaians and they need to go. And also they are the friend Baba and Baba, I think. Al Hassan Baba Ali Dunsu they say Mr. Kofi Tonto is an epitome of knowledge when it comes to communication. And also they are or they abandon. So we can do an extra few minutes and then Atik. Yeah, wrap it up.
Media sa ina omuka so ombesa. It's just another excuse.
You think it's not necessary?
It's not necessary. I mean, demonstration Ankasani in the first place was not necessary. Now in the second one. But of course, it's their right to do so. If they so choose to do, you become handsome. Now, I said, yes, demonstration now, Obia who is able to articulate a strong reason. I say the Bank of Ghana governor should go. For example, exchange rates are. Can you imagine somebody saying the exchange rate is the reason why I so called? Then you also go and say they were and I think the overwhelming theme is which is not true. And you are holding him responsible for the actions of Obi. Minister of Finance and reporting on Benya, Musi Bank of Ghana governor and resigning. Me dream wa Mintias would the year Juma and ye. The other issue soon say, when say I shall say no more car dino wasem.
Yeah.
Good demonstration, what he said leaders no can wasem. Where I took a wasem. Oh. The leader of the minority in Kanwasem.
Abuja is a leader.
Said the leader of the minority.
It's a whip.
No, me see leader of the minority.
It's a whip.
He's part of leadership, but he's not the leader of the minority.
You are talking, okay. He's part of the leadership.
That's the thing, but I'm saying, me see the leader of them. Say, I don't know.
He's not one person.
Yeah, but me come as him. Atune starting. Met me come as him. Honorable, where do so now aka?
Yeah, time no come. I mean, we na me house na so.
Also for problem. Me just start to put a wo say.
I think what's him. I think what's him.
Can say, look, this entire exercise is about pursuit of self-interest. Now, if indeed, and in fact, Mufi say, Papa ye bumra, and now on the deputy say bumra, you know what to do. You don't go and see you bring a demand of resignation. But say, what ma be juma? Me ye juma no si we enso we. Ni meanwhile, you unkwa na di juma no ma mi o. Enye ndi si unkwa na di juma no ma o mo. Ghana for the corporation called Ghana no. The shareholders are many. Yeah, over 32 million. Oh, enye no na die na me. I disagree with that. Why? You are a minority shareholder. What is here? And you minority shareholder, you think you can take a decision for the entirety of the shareholders? And now, what do you call CEO? My staff back home, what's your word here? No, because you go to a CEO as a minority shareholder, asking him to resign, and also petition Amudiabano. Majina makinkan na mehu ne wom some why bi wo ho a na me dia mam nti na me ka say this demonstration is about self-interest because indeed say answers na musiki a who the petition no ko na obi receive ya edian governance sabeka and he would probably give you responses to whatever demands you may have contained in sa petition no but because enye no krakwan so no you are refusing to release the petition to whoever he sends to come for it. Mo ono ankasa mo hunu na mo demand what is the difference? They never say ehwa na exchange rate no na asesa ehwa na wa resign and idea what's the difference? In terms this is a pursuit of self-interest. Is not and stop pretending say this is in the interest of the collective.
Okay.
It's not for the collective good. If indeed and mamifa when we near me yakra say atufos na or came he's training his lungs and his veins shouting say some economy resigning because exchange rate agency na even mentioned when he spoke about the financial sector cleanup. I said there were better ways to go about it, but the cleanup was necessary because depositor seeker a share. You have no idea the kind of economic chaos I ever created. But when the superintending over the banks that went down.
Okay.
Because the banks did not go down in 2017. No. The red lines were there before 2017, and Atufosun was a member of the board. He was a member of the board. And when government decided to vote money for liquidity injection,
your time is up.
My time is up.
And then you have the audacity to shout there,
Honorable.
No. I completely disagree with him because on the first note, or say they did that based on personal interest.
Of course.
And what is the personal interest here?
Because
atu mayayi Addison Afriwana wabeye governor na wabeye.
Personal interest.
No, meba. I want to know the kind of personal interest you are talking about.
Good. Me say asem. And he was
one of the leaders spoke about it. Is not one person who organized it. So you can't zero the whole demonstration.
Yes, sorry.
It was the minority that organized it. He's a leader, and he's not the only leader. No, personal interest now. Who can make a choice? What does the minority seek to gain? Who can say we will be a direct benefit from that? Debbie. Say ye kasama tiefwate. Ye kasama tiefwate. I in any case. Say Addison Crown resign here. Say Addison Crown resign here. NDC for na kwa appoint you be na kwa kote.
Honorable Frederick,
you said something say the Bank of Ghana is the last resort.
Is the lender of last resort.
The lender of the last resort. How did we get there? How did it become the last?
It's always been.
And that is why we are saying there's a compromise.
Right.
What you say? Dear Naba, today you are not even attractive for the capital market.
Honorable Frederick,
but it's not part. Mr. Uncle, now you know,